Today is going to be a good day. Some parts finally arrived for the VR4. That means I can continue to the next stage of getting this car back on the road. So after a month of waiting, I finally received my terminals so I can relocate the battery to the trunk of the car. I've been waiting on this forever. It's been the whole thing holding me up. Also, this arrived. It's my new radiator couplings to replace these booleans. Yeah, I think this will look a lot better. And upgraded to T-bolts. Got one for front, rear, there, down the bottom. I'll go ahead and put those on today as well. And today I have my lovely assistant, Cobain, with me. You gonna help me today, buddy? You gonna help me? Yeah. I know what he wants. Come here. Get the dog. Get it. Come on. Go get it. Get it. You say so. There it is. Good boy. And we'll put the dot away, okay? You caught it. Hey, buddy. You caught it. I'm gonna put it away. So one problem with keeping this battery up front is a new intercooler pipe touches it. Slightly offset a little bit as well. Now that the battery post terminals finally arrived, this battery can go to the trunk. I'm not planning on keeping this battery very long. I will be picking up a yellow top Optima. So one thing I was able to do while waiting for parts to come in is I cleaned up this fan resistor. It was corroded, rusted, and just looked dirty. So as you can see, I powder coated it chrome, painted the resistor red, rewrapped the wires. Now it will look a lot better when we plug it back in. So now that all the parts have arrived, let's put it in. I was able to snag this old Optima red top. I'm going to use this as a template until I get my yellow top battery in. I also have a 200 amp circuit breaker, a stud for the front, 2 gauge wire, some braided loom, battery terminals, and a battery tie down box. My goal is I want to mount the battery right here. The problem, I can't put it in the trunk. So the fuel door is right here. So if I mount it directly to the metal here, it will cover up the fuel door. So if I ever have to work on the fuel pump, the battery's got to come out. Just makes it hassle. Also, I plan to put the trunk liner back down. And in doing so, I can't do that. There's a battery located on either side over here. So right behind the seat is a little pocket. Almost fits. As you see, when I lay the seat back, it touches. So what I plan to do is I mocked up this template. You can see just a little cutout in it. And when lined up with the seat, it gives the cutout that I need to clear this battery tray. The back of these seats are hard plastic. Here's another set out of my spare car. As you can hear, it's a nice hard plastic. So my goal is I'm going to cut out this rectangle and use this cardboard template in aluminum, fold up some aluminum, and recess this into the seat so that it can sit over top of the battery when the seat's all the way back. I do eventually plan to take these seats completely out later on in the car's build project, but for now, I want to keep the back seats, keep it looking stock-ish on the interior. Another thing that I'm still a little stumped on is what to do with the battery tie down. It is a beautiful billet aluminum right now. I'm not sure if I want to keep it billet aluminum. I'm thinking maybe paint it black, paint it red. I'm not really sure. I mean, the strut bar is silver. Do I powder coat this chrome? Or do I do some wild color? Should I make it green? That could always be done at a later time. I could put it in silver for now, come back and revisit it later. I mean, what color do you think would look good right there? You will be able to see it while the trunk is closed. So do I make it stand out? A lot of people, when they relocate their batteries, will run the positive cable down the firewall, under the car, usually following a fuel line, and back up in the trunk. What I am going to do is there just happens to be a pass-through in my firewall here. I'm going to run the 2-gauge wire into the cab, tucked under all the panels, and safely up in the rear. That way I'm eliminating as much of a possibility that I will come into later if the wires were ever to get damaged underneath the car. So I cut just a little bit out of here so my bracket can sit as flush as possible. So just need just a little bit of room. So what this tool is really good for is you need to poke through the grommet on the firewall and run the cable through. So you can poke this through, run something like a really long zip tie or another wire. This pokes all the way back. You pull the tool back out, then you can pull the wire through. This is very handy when trying to work in a very tight place, such as getting through this firewall down in there. Yeah, this one's going to be quite the adventure. I did wrap my loomed wire in some electrical tape to help it slide through the grommet easier so it doesn't tear up the loom as it's going through. All right. I believe we have just given birth, people. There we go. There's a channel right here. Nice protected plastic channel that will route all the way to the back to go towards the battery. All right, it's the next day. I had to stop yesterday because I was missing a few tools that I needed to pick up from another location, such as a high gauge crimper and a rivet. If you've never used one of these, they are amazing. Pretty much it's like a rivet that it puts threads in so you can run bolts into them. So what we have left to do, mock this up for the trunk, attach power wires to the circuit breaker, and then ground to the chassis. And then up front, we will need to put a stud where it connected back to the old battery supply. So first off, let's get this mocked up so we can get it in the car. Pretty much this is a rivet that you will compress into the metal, but it leaves threads inside the rivet so you can actually screw bolts into. So all you have to do after you drill your hole, give it a nice good squeeze, tighten it up a little more. Just like that, we now have a threaded rivet. So we can attach bolts to. So in theory, once this is all in place, we can then thread down our battery tray. All right, it's in there. We now have the positive wire connected to the battery. The ground wire is connected. The battery's in its place. That's how we set the circuit breaker. And as long as I didn't screw anything up, we should now have power to the front. Let's give it a test fire. Fingers crossed. We say first try. Everything's working so far. HVAC is on, gauges are on. There we go. We have a successfully working rear battery. Picked up the last of the antifreeze that I need to top it off. Picked up some washer fluid, new wipers. Went ahead and went with a yellow top Optima that will fit in this battery tray. I also powder coated this bright chrome today. I wasn't too sure on what color to do, but I decided to go with chrome because I didn't want it clashing too much with the yellow top. Thank you for sticking around this far. If this video helped you out and how easy it is to relocate a battery, please give it a like. Be sure to drop a comment if you have any questions on parts or steps taken. I have more exciting content coming to the build process of this car, so be sure to subscribe. And always, thank you.
I'm not in the palace.